Following the Donald Miller reception to the 35-yard line, it's 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 35 as we welcome you back to action. Keanu Tuiasosopo gets the carry for 2.5 yards rather. It'll be 2nd and officially 8 at the San Francisco 38-yard line as the Bulldogs are trying to tie or win the game here in the final few minutes. If San Francisco scores, it would be the 2nd consecutive game NYC has potentially lost in the final 3 minutes. Tuiasosopo picks up another 2.5. Third and 5 at the 40. 2:25 and counting. Will San Francisco run again on 3rd down? Yes, they will. And Tuiasosopo breaks a tackle, but he will not get the 1st down. 4th down and 3. San Francisco has all 3 of their timeouts. What do you do?
2-minute warning.
I'm honestly not sure. Do you go for it and then hope your defense can get a stop with 3 timeouts and trying to keep the offense moving? You're about, yeah, they're going to go for it. 4th and 3 from the 43. 3 receivers. Drew, back to pass. Flips it outside, caught by Miller! 1st down to the San Francisco 49 and the clock keeps moving. 6 grabs for Donald Miller. What a gutsy call for San Francisco. 1st and 10 at the 49, unbelievable. Handoff to Tuiasosopo's got a big chunk across the left side. Sim, I showed him, you must have stepped down. 2nd and 3 at the 45, plus their own DAC stats. 1:16 to go in the 4th. 2nd and 3. San Francisco realistically about 13 yards out of field goal range. Handoff again. Tuiasosopo lost 3 yards and San Francisco finally decides to call timeout. 3rd and 6. And now, because San Francisco burned that timeout, it's 4-down territory all the way. 4 receivers for Drew. Back to pass. Drew. It's caught. Oh, he caught it sliding in traffic. Gladwin Wolf. 50 seconds to go. Drew back to pass. Deep shot down the field. Oh, he threw an interception. Bentley Van Buren picks him off. And for the first time in league history, neither team gets in the end zone. A fitting end to a wild night. And NYC has locked up their first win in franchise history, 6-3. And a timeout, San Francisco. What a grab by Gladwin Wolf. That ball could not have been closer to being knocked out. And then the very next throw, Drew throws it away. A win is a win. And Baltimore retains sole possession of first place in the Coastal Division at 2-2, a 3-way tie for 2nd at 1-3. A crazy night Post-game show coming up next, where we'll look at all the wacky stats. They're going to hand it off to Celestino, and actually that was pretty smart. That wastes a lot of time off the clock, and New York will not have to snap the ball again. Celestino very lucky he did not fumble. NYC 1-3, San Francisco 1-3. A devastating loss to the Bulldogs, who desperately need to figure out how to get the passing game more involved. The post-game show is coming up next. Bear with us, it'll be about 3 minutes as we get it all prepped and ready to go. This is the SFL Network. What a game.
Score is now 6-3.
Welcome into the SFL postgame show. Your final score, NYC 6, San Francisco 3. Here are the final numbers. Carter Peters finishes 18 of 32, 248 yards and threw 2 interceptions. Sultan Muhammad was held to 4 receptions for 38 yards. They all came in the fourth quarter. Jean-Pierre Lamarck, 17 tackles, 2 passes defended, including 1 interception, and he had a tackle for loss. That has Rookie Defensive Player of the Week, or for that matter, maybe even the top Defensive Player of the Week nominee to Lamarck written all over it. For San Francisco, Dwayne Drew, 14 of 24, 130 yards and 3 interceptions. San Francisco not going to win ball games if they continue their ultra-conservative play calling, especially on third down tonight. That was pretty bizarre. Dono Miller, 6 catches, 61 yards in the end, but he had the touchdown call back because of the holding call. That was big tonight. Kirk Marquez, 7 tackles and 2 tackles for loss in the loss. Let's head out to Pride Park and see what Tallahassee did tonight against OKC. Oklahoma City, Tallahassee. This one was not fun for the Renegades. Up 7-0 already. Tallahassee full of big plays on this day. Deep shot, Jordan Jennings. He's gone. And the Pride would take a 14-0 lead just a little over 3 minutes into the ball game. Oklahoma City just cannot put the right pieces together on the offensive side of the ball. And early on in this game, the defensive side of the ball, 14-3. Dwayne Lane says, Jordan Jennings, I'll raise you. And I'll go 78 yards down the right sideline. My bench absolutely loves it. Nobody's catching me. 21, easy interception here. It went right through his hands, and Logan takes advantage. Tallahassee made plays, and Oklahoma City did not in this game. And just as simple as that. 28-10 still, following an interception on that drive from Tallahassee. Joseph Redfeather, an underthrow, gives it right back. Tallahassee improves to 2-2, 2-0 at home. They win 34-20. So Tallahassee is the team that improves to 2-2. Oklahoma City falls to 1-3. In the Coastal Division, there's 3 teams at 1-3, and in the West Division, there's 3 teams that are 1-3. 34-20, again, the final for Tallahassee. Here are the final numbers. Joseph Redfeather underthrowing guys like mad. 32 of 46, 326 yards, had 4 picks and the 1 touchdown. Pete Bruschi, 21 carries, 60 yards. They just cannot get this guy going. Maybe it's time for old Bruschi to hang it up. Billy Joe Casper, 9 tackles, 2 passes defended, and an interception in the loss. For Tallahassee, Alexander West, 21 of 31, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Dwayne Lane, who had over 200 yards in the opener, seems to run a lot better at home than he does on the road. 27 carries, 194 yards, and 2 scores. Jordan Jennings, who struggled last week in Orlando, largely ineffective, was a monster. 11 catches for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a wild night, but it was a fun one. 6-3 NYC over San Francisco. Week 4 has come to a close. Week 5, Thursday, February 4th, the game of the week. 3-1 Louisville and 3-1 Carolina from Raleigh. Other action includes 4-0 Minneapolis at 2-2 Baltimore on SFLN2. 2-2 Sioux Falls at 2-2 Cleveland on SFLN3. Sunday, February 7th, Super Bowl Sunday. A special start time at 2 p.m. We'll have the only 2 matchups of SFL Championship game rematches on the schedule. 2-2 Orlando at 1-3 Oklahoma City, and San Francisco 1-3 at 3-1 Queen City. San Francisco's won in Buffalo before. Just keep that in mind. Monday, February 8th at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. The DC Dragons take on their former coordinator as the 1-3 Dragons are at the 1-3 NYC Sailors. A very good matchup there, as neither team wants to fall to 1-4, especially just 1 game back of Baltimore in that division, with Baltimore playing the undefeated Maulers. The 1-3 Dallas Law take on the 1-3 Santa Fe Gorillas on SFLN2, and the 2-2 Tallahassee Pride take on the 3-1 Houston Hyenas on SFLN3. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League and the SFL Network. Thanks for sticking with us and being such good sports all night long. NYC gets their first win in franchise history in record-setting fashion, 6-3. From Kyle Walsh in our SFL studios in San Antonio, Texas, I'm Cameron Irvine saying it's been fun. What a week 4. Good night, everybody.